Good morning. Yeah, it is a morning in South Africa. Good morning, good people. Thank you so much for joining in. If you are able to join in, if you're going to catch this video later, you are welcome as well to watch the video later when you've got, time to do that. This is Tinyiko Motileni, your leadership specialist for women leading in male-dominated industries. I come to you to share my experience, and the knowledge about leading in the male-dominated industries because I've been there for 22 years, guys. I've been leading in the male-dominated industries for 22 years. So, in other words, it's more than, as they say, more than 10,000 hours. All right. So today, guys, I want us to talk about the labeling of women in the male-dominated industries. It's one of the things that happened to me. I was labeled an angry boss lady, so I couldn't understand why, I couldn't understand at first, but that I sort of think that label because at the end, it brought upon a very great solution, a phenomenal result, So I on the other side, yes, it was very bad and painful when I start hearing that word, but looking back onto the label, I'm like, oh, wow, it has really helped me a lot, to be labeled that kind of a boss, an angry. All right, so let's see why was I labeled that angry boss lady. I'm a loud person. I'm very loud. I speak loud. I laugh out loud. So when I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm angry, I'm angry. So I don't really have a what do they call it? A bloodline. I don't really have it. I might on other situations, but most of the time, no. I become um very angry, I become very excited. So that's who I am. I'm loud. I'm a loud person. So every time when I would try and be assertive to especially males, I would try and be assertive, then that employee would think that I'm angry automatically because I'll be assertive but speaking loud. Even if I'm not angry, they will automatically assume that, oh, the boss lady is angry again, So that's what has caused the label to be, to for them to call me with that name, the angry boss lady, So I realized that. Then I sat down, I told myself that, but I really don't understand these people. How can a person say, because I'm reprimanding him or I'm disciplining the person, and he would say, I'm angry, even if I'm not angry, even if I know myself that I'm not angry. But then I would find out within me that no, my personality, was not aligned with my assertiveness, So I was like, okay, the challenge might sit with me this time, I had to ask myself, the challenge might sit with me because I would also notice when we had disciplinary inquiries, the unions in South Africa, the union, it's the organizations that are standing up for employees at work. Okay, in terms of mistreatment, abuse and all those things. So the I would realize that when I'll be sitting with the unions, maybe we are busy with a disciplinary inquiry or whatever, they would capitalize on me being angry, you know. So they were using this strategy of making sure that you are angry so that you can throw your toys around, and at the end of the day you become irrational and they win the case, you know. So that is the old strategy that has been used by the unions. So I realized that maybe my personality is not aligned with my um assertiveness, you know. So I would think that I'm being assertive to a person, but on the end side the person would think that I'm very angry because of the way I talk, because of the way I am being loud, you know, even if I know I'm not angry, you see. But at the end of the day, is that person on the other side who must get the point. So I have to make sure that as a leader, I had to make sure that that person gets the point, you see. So I had to sit down and ask myself, how can I solve this problem? It took me long, you know, because it couldn't dawn on me very easily that me being loud and trying to be assertive to employees, it's misaligned. There's a misalignment there, you see. So it took me very long to get a solution for the problem, but at the end of the day, as usual, I had to get the solution, you see. So then I tried to find out why within me, and I tried a technique of speaking slow, because sometimes I would speak fast and loud, and people would be confused, you know. So I would try this technique of speaking slow, you know, and it was very difficult because I'm not a person who likes to speak slow, you know. I'm not that kind of a person, so it would be very, very difficult for me. But I had to allow myself, you know. So I'm just looking at my notes so that I don't leave anything out. So I had to force myself to speak slow, you know, when I address the issues, you know. Then automatically, a minute I think slow, I speak slow when I address the issues, then that gave me the opportunity to be calm, you know. So it's like when they say to you, do not rush in answering questions, you know. So you would just think about the question first and then respond, you know. So that is the technique that I've used in terms of speaking with my employees. So I spoke very slowly, and that made me to be calm. So I became very, very calm when I started following that slowly speaking technique of mine, in order to align my loudness with my assertiveness, if you get me, if you can understand that. Okay. So at the end of the day, guys, that has made me um, to be a very accommodating leader. To tell you the truth, when I started practicing that technique of speaking slow, employees started coming to me, most of them, if not all of them, they would come to me because then I would speak very slow and calm to them. Even if I'm disciplining them or reprimanding them, they would understand why did I don't I didn't like the misconduct, so they would understand very clear, and the misconduct in most cases wouldn't be repeated, so that was a very good thing for me, so they would come to me on the next thing that they did. They would come to me with personal problems, guys. They would come to me and open up with their personal problems, even the one that I think that one hates me with a passion. That's where I realized that the technique is working. The employee that I knew, or that I assumed he hates me with a passion, he would come to me and speak to me about his personal problems, his relationship, his family, his marriages. I would start becoming a mother. I can put it in that way. So I would start becoming a mother. I would start becoming a sister. I would have all these names thrown to me. I'll be a very a nice boss lady. I'll be a mother. In South Africa they always called us dimamzo. So they will it's a what is it, a location lingo for mother, dimamzo. So they will call us dimamzo, they will call us sister boss, they will call me all this kind auntie. They will call me everything, because all of a sudden I tend and become the person that they can go to, not for work challenges only, but then they also what do you call it, respected me and trusted me for talking for their with their trusted me with their personal challenges. So that is what my labeled has sort of brought, you know to light, that as a female leader you need to align, your personality with your career, so that um, the people that you lead becomes comfortable enough to come to you for anything. The most important thing that I am good at is to hold uh, people's secrets. I wouldn't go and tell everybody about anybody's secret. So I'm very good in terms of holding everybody's secret. So they trusted me that whatever that they've told me, it's not gonna be said one day. They're not gonna hear it somewhere in the canteen or in the office or whatever. So they trusted me with that as well, because then I had allowed myself to align my personality with my work, or I can say my assertiveness. And at the end of the day, that brought along the trust of the employees in me. You see, so that is what I had to do in terms of aligning those two. And as I said, the label was very bad at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it has brought upon a phenomenal solution, a phenomenal result for both me and my employees. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that you please like the video and please share the video so that other female leaders can be able to understand and not make the same mistakes that I did when I joined the industry 22 years back, So I appreciate everyone who is viewing this video, who is liking, and who is commenting and sharing the video. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.